Welcome back. SuicideFantasyFootball.com now telling you at the wide receiver position what you're doing this wonderful Thanksgiving week, Jim. And I think the pickup is going to be the same for both of us because I know we text back and forth about it and regretted dropping them in our own fantasy football league. Am I right? Is that your pickup this
Fantasy
week?
football is not about ego. Fantasy football is about winning and putting up the most points. If you cut a guy, do not be afraid to go back and pick him up 2 weeks later.
Look at the Steelers.
When his performance that warrants a pickup, pick him back up again. Don't worry about, I spent $2 on picking somebody else up. Shut up and pay the money to pick the guy back up again. Because the worst thing in the world that happens in fantasy football is to let somebody else pick him up and beat you with him after you drop the guy. Pick him up. Don't worry about it.
So
I'm picking up Justin Blackman. I cut him. He was somebody who I really expected a lot out of. I put him in our lineup 3 times. He played like dog crap. Last week he comes out and gets more points in week 11 than he had all the rest of the year. More yardage than he did in the 10 weeks before.
And you know what, Jim? I'm sticking with that. Give a guy another chance theory. And I'm telling you, if you've got an open roster spot, you might pick up Plax and put him on your bench. He's going to have Big Ben throwing to him, hopefully when you're in your Super Bowl for the playoffs in fantasy football.
And one of my Sunday morning nuggets, if you've been listening to the show 2 weeks ago, I told you to pick up Darnell Alexander. Good. Apparently, as I look at the statistics, 50% of all Yahoo leagues and CBS Sport leagues don't listen to our show because he's still available in 50% of those leagues, even after he's had 2 huge performances.
Another reason why people should listen.
Number 1 guy for Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is going to throw the ball. Malcolm Floyd's already out there. Eddie Royal, Meacham, whatever. That doesn't matter. Alexander is a beast.
All right, and I am sitting Deshaun Jackson this week, dude. I'm not a hater. I'm a non-believer.
Next time we see him, I'm saying, Eric sat you.
I'm not believing in Deshaun Jackson. I'm not believing in anyone.
I'm going to wait until you're about ready to snap the picture. I'm going to go, he sat you, he sat you.
I'll lie.
I'm sitting Mike Wallace because we're never going to meet him anyway, so I don't care. No, I think that Charlie Batch is playing quarterback, and like we said on the radio, Charlie Batch wasn't good when Charlie Batch was young. Now he's old. It's not going to make him any better. They got a lot of problems. They just signed some guy that I've never heard of. I watch a lot of football. I don't know the name of the dude that they just signed as their quarterback. They didn't pick up Mike Kafka. They signed some other dude, Brian Hoyer or I'm telling you, I don't even know who the guy was. I could be an idiot, which probably is more likely, but Mike Wallace is going to be a waste, at least for now. Don't cut him, but sit him.
And I'm dropping Emmanuel Sanders for the same reason. They go out and pick up Plax. They're not believing in the guy that was taking the place for Antonio Brown. So I'm telling you, drop Emmanuel Sanders, especially because Big Ben's not throwing to him for at least another week or 2.
And I'm dropping Laurent Robinson. He hasn't really done a lot this year. He was a big pickup last year, had a great season in Dallas. A lot of people thought he was going to do something on the side of Blackman. Cecil Schwartz is going to get more than him. Mercedes Lewis is actually catching a couple balls. The 4th option on a team that doesn't throw the ball a lot does not garner a roster position in fantasy football.
Justin Blackman, the number 1 picks, getting those targets.
That's right, cut him.
All right, that's what we think at the wide receiver position. Tell us what you think. Eric at SuicideFantasySports.com, Jim at SuicideFantasySports.com. Check us out Monday nights, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, Fantasy Football Overload, and then Sunday, as you get ready to put in your lineup, 11:30 to 12:30 Blog Talk Radio. And don't forget to check out SuicideFantasyFootball.com.